Matatū's only loss of the season came at the hands of the Blues. Now they have laid down the challenge, wanting to right the wrongs of Nelson.
So Blues are kicking towards
What a day as well, glorious day here in the windless North Te Tai Tokero. As Chelsea Semple mentioned, our referees for today, Tash Ganley, Ben Wallerton, Dan Moore, and TMO is Cassie Blott. You can't be it if you can't see it, and Northland's favourite daughter, Portia Woodman-Wickliffe, has an opportunity to play at home in front of her adoring Northland fans. No doubt inspiring the next generation of young boys and girls. We know how talented she is. 2 Rugby World Cups, 2 Sevens World Cups, 2 Olympic gold medals and 1 Commonwealth gold, and how special it is for her to play home in Northland alongside her niece Kerri Johnson on the left wing and Northland Cody team member Tara Turner. We're underway, and it is Ruahei Demant getting us started here in what is an important clash in Super Rugby Aupiki. First up, Kerri for Matatū in the light blue, the Blues in the dark blue. And it's a first up error for Georgia Ponsonby. Couldn't reel that one in. Immediately, the Blues hot on attack. Counter-ruck, though, is good.
Hold, wait.
No knock-on advantage coming from Tash Ganley. Maya Joseph gets it back to Ponsonby. This time she reels it in.
Use it!
Shaping for an exit are Matatū. Joseph, the 22-year-old Blackford, doing well with the sun beaming into her eyes as Jaymie Kolose with her start at fullback today. Tara Turner, the Northlander, dishes it off. They continue to do the Blues. They've got numbers. If they can get the ball, great fluidity in the passing. Portia Woodman-Wickliffe just pins the ears back, spies the gap, doesn't need her niece waiting out to the right-hand side, and that is the Blues at their best. They strike early.
Well, that was through the hands. A bit of a flat pass there by Maliepo to her, and she just spied a bit of a gap, put the gas on, and that is the brilliance of Woodman-Wickliffe. The fans have gone wild on that.
Just a silky input there from Patricia Maliepo in her first start for the season as well. Being able to identify that space out wide. And just really interesting to see the demeanour of both the teams on the sideline here. The Blues coming off with a lot of laughter, joking. You can see how relaxed they are. Whereas Matatū obviously know what's on the line today, so they're a little bit more serious, and we might have seen a bit of that pressure coming in, that just forced pass early on there from Pip Love. Blues are playing with absolute freedom.
Ruahei Demant is away with her first conversion attempt, but we just highlighted Portia Woodman-Wickliffe as one of the favourite daughters of Northland, and boy did she deliver, Mona.
Well, her family have a box here today, so, you know, just giving it back to the family as well. But I'm sure it might not be the the last try today we see of her.
Kick off from Matatū, and it is with Roos, the captain, the history maker for the Blues, playing in her 20th game. Demant, again, they're really loving the backdoor ball, and how about up the line from Portia. Woodman-Wickliffe gets it away to Vahaakolo, who rejoins the team. Plucked from the air by Grace Brooker. Great intercept, no offsides there, no ruck had formed. Ashley Palu winds up her first carry. Joseph, slow to leave the ball. Gets it away eventually to Jenkins. Du Plessis plays first receiver, bounces into the hands of Napier, met by some strong defence from this blue team, still fighting to stay up as Napier. Joseph, quick hands from Bremner.
Yeah, no hands, you missed it. Use it.
Blues creeping up offside. Joseph just leaving the ball at the base of the breakdown. Gets that pass away to Du Plessis, who straightens up. Ponsonby is there in support. Joseph goes quickly to the right. How's the run from Kaipo Olsen-Baker? Chelsea Bremner running off her right shoulder, but going hunting for that ball is Taufa Bason. But doesn't get the penalty. First tackler didn't row. But Taufa Bason relishing in her first start of her career.
Well, this is a way for Matatu to get back into the game. These are good meters that they've been getting. Phase play and opting for 3 points, which I actually think is a very good idea. Any points on the board at this point to cement some confidence into their team is definitely one for the coaches to be happy about.
Stand still, ladies. Stand still.
Hannah King, the leading point scorer in Super Rugby Aupiki this year, coming into the game with 30 points and pushes that one wide. Hasn't gone dead, and they were slow to react, the Blues. Here we go. Matatu, aware of the rules. Pip loves steaming ahead, just centimetres short. They spin it to Kaipo Olsen-Baker. Big tackle coming in from Roos. Talk about your captain standing up. Ashley Palu over the line. Can she get the ball down? Tash Ganley doesn't have eyes on it. They're going to come upstairs. But Mona Lisa, the Blues, asleep at the wheel there.
Well, they almost received.
I've got it held up.
It was actually, if it wasn't for Palu, a couple of phases earlier, there was a 4-person overlap. And as you said, Roos and it was Mikaele-Tu'u came up with a try-saving, double-teaming tackle. I think the Blues will definitely, they've been relaxed. I think they might need to sharpen up a bit, especially when the ball is actually still in play.
Hang on, just wait. If we're held up, we're going
Palu
back to
originally from the Hawke's Bay. Saw her debut for the Hawke's Bay Tui and then snapped up by Canterbury. Let's see if she's got the ball down. It's very hard.
I can't really see anything there. Can you?
What say you, Chelsea?
Also, it's a clear and obvious grounding, so we're going to award the try.
It looks like they're going to award the try here. And
Try.
that comes from just the kick from Hannah King, almost right out in front. They probably all thought it was a bit of a gimme, but worked for Matatu in the end. Blues just falling a little bit asleep there, and Matatu do what they did best. They never give up. They pounced on that and then were able to go to work with their forwards, and that's when you want ball in hand with Ashley Palu. She's so hard to bring down there. Blues just going way too high. You need to chop her early, but fantastic stuff for her first start of the season from Ashley Palu to bring Matatu back into this game.
Matatu respond to the Blues. First up, early try through Palu. She is some kind of unit. 193 centimetres tall, towers over everyone else on the field. Does the 23-year-old. This time King doesn't miss, so it is Matatu now with the lead. You can see the shot at goal. Kolose was just hesitant, and jumping onto it was Jaymie.
Well, that's just a bit of experience. I'm sure that the Blues won't let that happen again.
2 tries in the opening 7 minutes here in Whangarei. Kaipa Olsen-Baker charges ahead. Big clean from Palu on Roos. Bremner, no way through the staunch defence of the Blues. Matatu, ball in 2 hands, Duplessis, gets it to Napier. Robins-Reti, welcome back to Super Rugby Aupiki, triple international. Kiwi Fern, New Zealand Sevens, and also a Black Fern. Joseph to Love, Bremner. Player down and back play as well for Matatū, doesn't look in good shape whatsoever. Palamo. Joseph still down in back play. Might be Ashley Palu. Here come Matatū, hot on attack. Kaipa Olsen-Baker puts up the left hand for the fend. Always good for beating the first few defenders. They go the backdoor option to King. Brooker looking at the options. It's a clean drop there by Liana. Bremner, uncharacteristic mistake. And I think we'll need to take time off here for the player down in back play.
Just got time off. We got one of your props down. Time's off. Water can come on.
Yes, Ashley Palu getting some treatment by the medical team.
Time's off. We just got an injury. Water can come on.
Actually gives Matatū quite a bit of chat. They're at the 22 just to regather their form.
Well, I must say Matatū are playing some good rugby there with only 14 women on the field. You can just see the confidence in their game plan. They know what they're doing. They quite often play that first pod straight off 10 and then they look to go in behind and release their backs in the wider channels.
It's going to be a little while.
They managed to hold the ball for a few phases. I think what they're trying to do is suck this Blues team in on their forward pods in the middle. Try to get the ball in the hands of the likes of Robins-Reti and Winnie Palamo to release their speed on the outside.
2 weeks ago, these two teams met in Nelson. Great to see the Super Rugby Aupiki sides taking the game to the regions, and it was the Blues women that got the win, 28 points to 7. The one and only try coming by way of Hannah King. But a very different Blues side we're seeing today, Mona Lisa.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Willie Walker, he's got the luxury of having Black Ferns on the bench. He can bring inexperienced players, even if they aren't Black Ferns, and switching them out, just putting a bit of just game time really for these players leading up to the finals. This is the opportune time for them to do it. They've been hit by a few injuries. There's been Katelyn Vahaakolo, Sophie Fisher was supposed to play today, but unfortunately was ruled out. So, you know, there's a bit of movement in the blue side, but still, you know, there's a lot of rugby to be played.
Just good to see Ashley Palu running back to join the scrum for Matatū. It would have been a huge loss to lose her early on, so very happy to see that she's up and moving around and about to pack this scrum down for Matatū.
Winnie Hansen would have been a little bit worried with Amy Rule already ruled out. Good to see her back on her feet.
Oh, she's such an integral part of this Matatū forward pack. Scrummaging, especially with her strength and length.
Sit! Let's go!
First scrum of the game, and there are Black Ferns galore. And as we've been talking about throughout this whole Aupiki competition, this is a Black Fern trial in the front row for the Blues. Every one of them are kept Black Fern. Look at Matatū, Ashley Palu, the only one who isn't a Black Fern when it comes to the front rows. Roos, Vaipulu, Bremner, both Bremners, Olsen-Baker, Jenkins, Mikaele-Tu'u. This is a trial, if any, Mona Lisa.
Oh, absolutely, and you know, we're still a few months out. You know, August, September is not too far away. They've got Pack 4 before then as well. So, you know, Willie Walker will be, the Black Ferns coach will absolutely be looking on this. Aren't we lucky to have such a number of forwards that you can pick from as well that are absolutely performing?
Well, it's the Blues Black who get the wood on Matatū early, winning the first up penalty and relieving some pressure inside their own 22.
Good opportunity here to just highlight the work of Awhina, Tangen-Wainohu there, just scrumming. She's the one that got the Blues that scrum penalty. It's her first start in Super Rugby Aupiki for the year. She's been out for a couple of years with a neck injury where she had to have surgery on her neck, and I know her whānau will be watching her proudly.
Great take in the air by Vaipulu, one of the black ferns we mentioned. Mikaele-Tu'u winds up. Gets the hop and skip in there. Palu reels away, this time holding her hand. She's in the walls today as Palu. Demant shrugs off the tackle of Duplessis. Steaming ahead again as Mikaele-Tu'u putting in a lot of work. The 23-year-old. Left behind for Vahaakolo. She's on the back foot, fighting to stay on her feet. We know how strong she is. Turner. Aldora Itunu says, get off me to Lucy Jenkins. Woodman asking questions of the defence. Tangen-Wainohu. Turner knocks the ball on at the base of the breakdown, gifting possession back to Matatū and Chelsea. It's pretty noisy down there.
Yeah, the crowd certainly built here in Te Tai Tokerau, loving the opportunity to host a Super Rugby Aupiki game. They're here in force in all their Blues colours. Matatū not short of their supporters as well, but what a spectacle we're seeing so far. Blues just opting to play with it in their own half a little bit there. I wonder if, Ruahei Demant's just adjusting to the shift from 12 to 10, just realising she probably needs to play a little bit more territory for her pack, get them further down the field. But Matatū rising to the occasion with some brilliant defence and patches there.
Just bring your feet up and then I'll...
Well, the Blues are definitely playing a pretty front-on game. You get the likes of Itunu and Mikaele-Tu'u just trying to take that one-on-one impact, right? And it was unfortunate there for Tara Turner because there was actually a couple of big pods and they had actually a few numbers on the left-hand side if they managed to spread that ball out. But, just a rookie mistake, a bit of jitters, and that's testament to Matatū's defence. They always attack that ruck and they're wanting to make sure that they keep in this game. They don't want to let the Blues take too much of a lead.
Catch Rugby Nation with Taylor Curtis Sundays at 5:30 p.m. Also available on Sky Open. Taking it the breakdown 6:30 this Sunday. Special guests Richie Mo'unga and Duplessis Karifi joining the regular panellists in the Aotearoa Rugby Pod with Ross Kyle. Tuesdays 8:30 p.m.
Put your head on and you need to be engaged. Put it, on the bind. Let's go.
Matatū look like they're having a few little issues in this setup. They want to make sure they get that right because they lost that last scrum. That was after Ashley Palu took a bit of time out to sort her body out, and then it was actually Tangen-Wainohu on her opposite that managed to get the penalty for the Blues. So they'd want to get this set up right and set the platform for their backs.
Sit!
Scrum holds up for Matatū. Brooker decides to give the backdoor pass and it's come away for Matatū. It's driven backwards. It's a knock-on advantage from the Blues after trying to attempt the intercept. So they've lost some ground, but they will have another scrum feed.
Well, a bit of ball bobble there, and Portia Woodman-Wickliffe, she's just smiling. She goes, oh, I could have grabbed that. That was her knock on, but, the ball was available for the Blues.
That was good last time. Good scrum. Good scrum last time. Here's the mic, let's go.
See here on this replay, Matatū are just trying to get outside of Portia Woodman-Wickliffe and Katelyn Vahaakolo. They're probably seeing them as the real threats. Just wonder if perhaps they need to settle things up, crash it in the midfield a little bit, really draw those players in and earn that right. But good to see Matatū just wanting to test out their attack early on in this game.
Binds. Sit.
Scrum went forward for Matatū. It's a big skip out pass. But able to reel it in is Shay Robins-Reti, and that's 2 opportunities now for Matatū that they haven't been able to capitalise on.
Absolutely. Is there a bit of a Portia effect on the ground here? Because she's getting in the faces of the Matatū defence, and they're just doing unnecessary handling errors.
Take a step off it. This is the middle. Take a step over.
It's a different style from Matatū than we've seen in previous weeks. It's going early wide.
It's a ball against Grace Ngango, and they want to go quickly. Maya Joseph puts boot to ball, wants to make it a foot race. Well, she's the only one giving real chase here for Matatū. Kolose with the dummy and the footwork. Olsen-Baker manages to reel her in.
Don't take it.
Quick thinking from Maya Joseph puts the Blues under pressure, needing to exit. And like Chelsea Semple has said, they like to play from inside their own half, but they decide against it, knowing the threat Matatū has, but straight into the breadbasket of Hannah King, who has time, wants to go herself, doesn't connect with those around her.
Yeah, ball here.
Options left and right, fishing it out as Joseph. Love to Olsen-Baker. Coming back to the short side. Robins-Reti, low pass to Bremner, does well to collect at her knees. Asking questions at the breakdown on the Blues, but Pip Love will steady the ship for Matatū.
Leave it.
Joseph again to Bremner from a standing start. Plenty of chat happening on the Blues defensive side. Du Plessis, backdoor pass to King, skip out to Palamo. She does well to keep the ball in play. Napier and driven over the touchline in tandem by Maliepo and Vahaakolo, and the Blues defence up to the task.
Absolutely. I actually thought that was a bit of a forward pass there. A couple of passes earlier by Matatū, but obviously referee didn't call it, but still aggressive defensive play there by the Blues.
Thank you.
Matatū I just felt that they didn't have a lot of aggressive attack.
Gago overthrows it into the hands of Georgia Ponsonby. Matatū benefiting from some of the errors the Blues are making. Wanting to spread the ball wide and find some space. Du Plessis angles, she just pirouettes out of a couple of tackles, beating defenders at whim. Love has been very busy, the experienced Blackfern with 29 tests to her name. Not rolling are the Blues. They have the opportunity here to throw caution to the wind. To Matatū.
Not rolling.
Ashley Palu was the first try scorer for Matatū in the game. Du Plessis just put in some footwork, but the Blues defence know her threat and shut her down. Mikaele-Tu'u making a menace of herself at breakdown. 10 metres out. Matatū hot on attack. They've had plenty of possession. Brooker taken around the ankles by Mikaele-Tu'u.
Right. Here's it.
Bit of indecision at the back by Matatū. Palu put the ball in between 2 defenders. 7 or so metres out now. Matatū. Olsen-Baker got the first bunt on Portia Woodman, but she came back for a second bite.
Back here. Rolling.
Wanting to go quickly again, Maya Joseph. That is the call for the day. Going quick, and her quick thinking sees Lucy Jenkins go over in the left-hand corner. And it is Matatū extending their lead.
Well, that was great thinking there again by Maya Joseph. She sort of set the platform quite a bit earlier on as well with a super long kick into the Blues 22. And here she goes again. Quick tap, and then to Brooker. Goes over the line. There's great news for the Matatū, the visiting team, in the lead.
Okay, so that's
seeing a lot of hands on hips and hands on knees early on in this game. I wonder if, you know, these teams haven't played in this heat for a while. Blues just caught sleeping again, and that's how Matatū have scored all their points so far. Just being really quick, to tip and go, to pounce on any opportunities, and they will keep that on this whole game.
Hannah King just misses the conversion. It is a 7-point lead to Matatū here in Te Taitokoro, 12 points to 5.
And again, I like Matatū's options that they have been using by way of Maya Josephs and even Kaipo, Olsen-Baker with her yardages. You know, and that lady on the screen there managing to finish it off. They'd be very happy with that last 5 minutes of play.
Blackfern co-captain Ruahei Demant gets us underway. Well taken by Olsen-Baker to reach up high, looking into the sun to reel it in. Roos goes hunting for the ball, misses, so it's play on. Palu busting through. Always gets past the first few defenders, does Ashley Palu, carrying a couple injuries from the opening stages of the game, but still very much muscling up. And it's a penalty against Matatū.
6, taking a pass.
Clearing past the breakdown, I believe.
It was a great opportunity for the Blues. They've spent a bit of time in their own half on the defensive. Looks like Demant's shaping up for a lineup. They're making their intentions clear. They want tries rather than penalty points.
Well, I think you've got to have a look at where they sit on the table. They've guaranteed themselves a final now. Now they've had a few line-out woes, so for them it would be about, you know, sorting out all those crinkles in their game, trying to get their line-out right, practice their maul drive, do what they got to do to continue preparing for the later stages of this competition.
First start of the season for Grace Ngango, the one test Blackfern, and again it's overthrown, but it is going to go back to the Blues. Here's Georgia Ponsonby spilt that one forward, and a lot of uncharacteristic errors we're seeing from the Blues today, who are usually looking quite polished.
Well, you wouldn't expect Grace Ngango to be doing that. She's had a couple of overthrows, she's had a balk, and you know, granted, this is her first start, but she's not a newbie, she's not a rookie, and so those uncharacteristic, unforced errors are definitely hurting the Blues. But there's still, you know, we're only 20 minutes into the game. You've got to get those sort of cobwebs out, as they say, especially when you haven't been starting all season.
Crouch. Binds. Sit.
Tara Turner, usually see her at fullback or first five. She feeds the scrum. It's gone down. Bit of confusion, but they're going to play on. Scrum wasn't reset. What can the Blues do now with a rare chance on offense, because we've seen them predominantly on defense, position and territory well in favour of Matatū. Charging ahead through their powerful forwards.
Use it.
The Blues. Not looking like in any particular shape at present. Maya Roos nominates herself. Laboured ball at the back of the breakdown for the Blues. Can they speed it up? They do through Tangen-Wainohu. Time to test the shoulders for Matatū in close quarters. Good leg drive there from the Blues. Couple metres out now. Defence is stoic from Matatū. Again, slow ball, allowing this Matatū defence to set, but it's not going to matter because Tangen-Wainohu can smell the white line. She's so close. Turner spins it out to Portia. Woodman-Wickliffe, 2 defenders on her. They're not going to let her through. A metre out now, the Blues. Trying to flood the ruck of Matatū, not going to work. Again, another run from Tangen-Wainohu. This time her front row partner in Aldora, Itunu, breaks the defensive line of Matatū, finds a chink in their armour, and just like that, they strike back.
Well, I was a little bit worried there for the Blues. They had, you know, as you said, Taylor, they sort of lost their shape. No one was really going, and then the base play was really short. They went to the short game, but taking a lot of patience, and sometimes when you don't get the rhythm, the movement going forward, you can actually make a few mistakes there, but take it to the Blackburn prop legend, and she gets that close to the line. No one's going to stop her.
Let's beauty of this Blues team. I mean, they look to have absolutely no shape or much direction there for that whole phase of play, but they've just got some individual absolute weapons in their team who can make something out of nothing, who can get a pass at a standing start and still manage to make lots of metres. Every single ball carrier in their 4-packs telling Matatū, you've got to defend me, you've got to come and meet me, and you've got to go low chop, take me backwards, or I'm going to make you pay, which is what they've just done there through the well-experienced Aldora Itunu, who does have her son here watching her today, her 2-year-old boy running around the hotel this morning. He'll be very proud of his mama running out there, getting the Blues back in on the scoreline.
Ruahei Demant levels us up. It is 12 apiece here at the top of the table clash, and we expected nothing less. Ball is high in the sky and collected by volleyball convert Vaipulu. Mikaele-Tu'u with the no-look backdoor pass to Maliepo, who spies a gap. Numbers arrive for Blues to secure the ball. Kolose leaves it behind her. Turner to Roos. Angled run from Liana, Mikaele-Tu'u.
Backwards. And that one is a knock-on.
And it's a knock-on from the Blues. Matatū will get the ball back, but how dangerous is Liana Mikaele-Tu'u?
Well, I'll tell you what, she's an absolute beast on the field, and she just loves it. One word to describe her is mongrel, and, you know, when she gets going into space, you know, it's amazing, the leg drive. But in the picture here, Maliepo, she spied a gap, it's her first start, and she's just been itching to get some game time, but she obviously scans through and gets through. So again, there's a lot more shape that we've seen here in the last couple of minutes for the Blues. Unfortunate they're losing possession, so they want to keep that in tow.
And just down sideline here, the breeze has picked up again, left to right in favour of the Blues. We haven't seen them opt to use the kicking game much and really take advantage of this wind. They're doing pretty well with ball in hand as well.
Sit.
Shove coming in from the Blues, but Matatū do well. Brooker had to collect it around her ankles. King with the backdoor run around Robins-Reti. Angles back in towards the field.
Is there nothing on the ground? Okay, thank you.
Bremner.
Yeah, tackle out of it.
Chelsea Bremner, the older sister of the two. Cleared well and truly past the right. Kaipo, Olsen-Baker and Liana. In fact, it's Maama Vaipulu. Blackfern's teammates putting in a little bit of extras there, Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
Well,
H, you're cleaning past
do you
the
blame
breakdown.
them? There's a lot on the line, but yeah, obviously a little bit of a scuffle there, bit of a push, nothing too much in it, but there's a lot of heat and a lot of energy. And those young ones, it's like letting little kids run loose. Just put them in the ring, let them go for it. But that does give the Blues a lot, another chance of some more possession down into the Matatū half. So, you know, Kaipo would not want to be giving away too many of those.
So that's the second one.
Yeah, a little bit of a coach killer for me. The girls, Matatū girls had a 2 to 3 man overlap on the left-hand side, and they had a little bit of momentum there, so just an unnecessary penalty given away there by Kaipo Olsen-Baker. This team's going to need to sharpen up their discipline if they want to stay in this game with the Blues.
Back on.
Well, Kaipo Olsen-Baker has come off and she's going down the tunnel, so I don't think that is a tactical substitution. We'll get more from that from Chelsea shortly. But the Blues now with an opportunity. Woodman-Wickliffe has been electric. Northern and bobbling that one backwards. Matatū. The counter-attack has been strong. Alana Bremner, the captain, doesn't find anyone. Robins-Reti dragged down by the ankles. It was Greenway who did well. Box kick from Maya Joseph. Jaymie Kolose has time and space. And it's a replacement. Simpson. Ngango gets the pass away just before she runs into the defence. Du Plessis strips that ball away. It's all very messy
Leave it there.
at the moment. Who wants the ball? Well, making it a foot race is Maya Joseph.
Sorry, you're breaking up.
Kai Nepia giving chase. Here goes Katelyn Vahaakolo. You don't want to let her wind up. She tries to do the in and out. Holding on for dear life around the ankles was Hannah King. Did extraordinarily well. But Katelyn Vahaakolo, you cannot give her time and space because she can punish you.
Oh, absolutely. She had a week off last week with an HIA match against the Manoa. And I think there's also Emma Dermody, number 4 for Matatu. She's just getting a bit seen to as well. But that was Katelyn. You want to slam her down, you'll shut her down pretty quickly, because otherwise there's points on offer.
And just an update from sideline team. Kaipo Olsen-Baker has gone up for an HIA check. We hope she's okay and hope to see her back, as they're a massive loss for Matatu. She's one of their biggest ball carriers, so hopefully Kaipo comes out and she's all looking okay.
How good is it to see Blues halfback Sam Knock here supporting the Blues women, providing all of his insight and helping out. He's talking there to Jaymie Kolose. His partner is Jamie's sister, Tori. And he's also spent a bit of time with Tara Turner, who is the Northland and Blues halfback today. She's usually a first 5 and fullback, but he has taken the time to teach her the craft of being a halfback. Not an easy position to learn, so great to see him here helping out today.
Oh, it's good to see that Emma Dermody has been given the all clear to join back in.
Right, here's the
The
middle.
players in this hot. How hot is it down there, Chelsea? It's still looking hot. I think that some of them have got their second wind.
Yeah, you're on the line.
Yeah, look, I'm regretting wearing a singlet and not having any sunscreen on at the moment. It's hot, all right.
We did comment on your red shoulders earlier. Duplessis does know how to stay on her feet, but trying to rip that ball was Greenway.
Thank you.
Palu again always gets rid of the first few defenders. You gotta go low on someone like Palu. And that's exactly what Taufa Bason did. Darting away, Hannah King, good footwork being shown by the pivot. Brooker with the error, just bobbling that ball, and it's been like that for both teams today, Mona Lisa. Not seeing quite the structured play we used to.
No, sometimes you just get a little bit excited and want to force a bit of passes, but that was just a sitter. I think she was just thinking 2 or 3 phases ahead. She had a few options there. She could have gone long or done a cross kick or gone herself, to be fair. You know, she is the try scorer, the first try scorer for Matatu, but she wouldn't be happy with that, and that's given back some possession to the Blues.
Crouch.
Scrums seem to have been very settled for the last 3 or 4 for both sides.
Sit.
Good stable platform.
It's a stable scrum, as you mentioned, providing a good platform for the Blues team to strike. They want to get it to their speedster, and Katelyn Vahaakolo did not shy away from the contact. Bumped off Nepia, kept the ball in play. Such a strong winger as Vahaakolo. Great to see her back after suffering a concussion a couple weeks ago. The Blues trying to capitalise on the break that they had. Ruahei Demant, another line break to add to her impressive tally this year. The great pass as well. How's the acceleration from Ngungu? Held on to that ball a little bit too long, but Greenway still has it. Woodman-Wickliffe has it stolen by Chelsea Bremner, but a little sample of what the Blues can do when they play with some space.
Well, that sort of, you know, the electrifying, the stable scrum that gives that platform to get it to this electric winger. Katelyn Vahaakolo, she's been flirting with that left sideline, I must say, the last 2 times she's got the ball, but still the Blues managed to keep the ball alive. That was a beautiful ball by Maliepo with Ngungu on the trot there, but just timing of that last pass to Greenway just disappointed them.
Sorry, I'll go this side then.
You can see here the Blues leadership having a lot to say just in between each phase of play. Ruahei Demant there talking to Kerri Johnson, telling her exactly what she needs from her, helping these younger, less experienced players just play with a lot more confidence. So when you know your role, you're able to just express yourself. So awesome to see that from down here sideline.
Yeah.
Ganley thought about blowing the whistle, decided against it. Woodman-Wickliffe takes it to the line, almost intercepted by Palamo. Nipia takes Vahaakolo behind the advantage line. They've lost a lot of ground here, the Blues. You can see them having to get back in numbers. Taufa Bason nominates herself to charge ahead. They've got the penalty too, not rolling away.
Well, I really like that option. There was a bit of a flat attack the line there by the Blues, and then Taufa just sort of jimmies through and pushes, receives the ball, and then gets the advantage onto the Matatu side.
Just overextended and came down. Yeah, she's off your arm and she's hitting straight.
Interesting decision here by pulling a scrum, but I guess what I did see at the last scrum for the Blues, they're getting a bit more of a shove. There's obviously a feeling in that scrum that there's a bit more power in there, and something's happening with them against the Matatu, and it is working for them, setting off the scrum rather than the lineouts, which they've sort of lost the last three.
Yeah, not only that, as soon as this back line gets the ball off a scrum, put yourself in the Matatu defender's shoes. Who do you defend when Portia Woodman hands the ball and then she passes it off and it gets to Katelyn Vahaakolo, Patricia Maliepo? There's a lot to worry about out there, and they're working the ball really well with some set-piece moves, which they've obviously been practicing a lot at training. So it's going to be good to see what they do here in this prime attacking opportunity. So they've got plenty of depth and width there. I'll look to get everyone involved. This lady on screen here, Patricia Maliepo, is such a great playmaker. She's also very strong at cutting the ball up, so you have to defend her before you defend her outside as well.
Made her Fire Palmer debut as a 16-year-old out of Edgewater College to Patricia Maliepo. Her 5th season with the Blues. She has not missed a season with them.
Sit!
Utility back can be at first 5 fullback or in the midfield, and it's a scrum spin around. They do get it out. And charging on to it, Portia Woodman-Wickliffe.
No hands, Green, no hands. Leave her.
Attaching herself to the ankles. They've got numbers to the left if they can spin the ball. Pip Love does well to wrap up her opposite. They'll continue down the left-hand side. Greenway with a rear run. Line speed was good for Matatu. Slow to get up as Greenway out on the left-hand side. Demant throws the dummy, accelerates herself in between 2 defenders, marching ahead. Great few metres in contact. Almost an intercept there from Duplessis. She read it well. Woodman-Wickliffe reels it in. Another carry from Mikaele-Tu'u has been busy today. She's made the most tackles for this Blues team and providing plenty of offering on attack. Matatu look interested at the breakdown, trying to turn this over. Blues just doing well to string some phases together. Driven back in the tackle there. The Blues. Not making too much ground, and there's the big bumper from Taufa and the fend. What can't the youngster do? Out of the Manawatu region. Footwork coming in from Johnson, gets the ball from Demant. In over that is Hannah King. She has to win it, she does. And what a stoic effort on defence from this Matatu team. The Blues threw everything at them.
Oh, absolutely. I think Hannah King, she's actually done a couple of those really critical defensive tackles. She's stolen a ball or two as well. But, you know, you get the likes of Taufa Bason. There was nothing in it. And then she gains another sort of 5 to 8 metres, just sheer strength, doing a bit of a fend. But unfortunately, Matatu there, managing to get the possession. Taufa Bason, first start, and I tell you, this 18, she's only 18, she's been playing for Manawatu, but she is a Tongan powerhouse.
Oh, her whole family are. The Bason family are going to take New Zealand rugby by storm. Mosese and Vernon, her brothers, play for the New Zealand 20s team. Mosese was the captain. Vernon captained the Hurricanes 20s at the Super Rugby under-20 competition. But Taufa Bason has taken her opportunity, hasn't she? Because she's come in as injury replacement last week, impressed in that 20 minutes on the bench, gets a start. 18 years old, aren't we lucky? We've got so many Lucies.
Oh, absolutely. You know, she's such a joy to be around. She was even part of the Matatū wider squad up until a couple of weeks ago as well.
Another era for Matatū this time, by way of Lucy Jenkins, Maya Roos. Haven't seen too much of Roos today in her 20th game. Bason
knock on there.
Gets it away, but it's a little knock on in the transfer, so they'll come back to the initial knock on off the back of the line out.
Just outside of
there. The Blues are definitely having a better go with possession and go forward off scrums rather than line outs, which is quite rare for them. It's no wonder why they're opting for the scrum, getting it sort of set. There's only a couple of minutes to go. Look to try and keep possession and get in and score a try if possible before half time.
We have certainly been treated to a wonderful matchup, befitting of a final. Many think this could be the grand final in a couple of weeks. If the Blues win today, they lock up a home final. If Matatū win, they guaranteed that second spot. What can the Blues do? Well, it comes unstuck in the middle of the field. No knock-on call though, so they will continue. Wanting to go left, Vaipulu with her 8th carry of the game.
Yeah, you have your feet now, Green. Leave it.
Turner fishes it out. Bason on an angled run, leaves the ball behind, knocks it on, and lots of errors creeping in for this Blues team. They have had a lot of changes, but they'll be disappointed by their standards.
Matatū are definitely being nuisances of themselves in the defensive line for the Blues. They're just, sometimes they're rushing in and other times they just hold back. So they're just doing a whole lot of variations in defence, and I think the Blues are really struggling with that in some of their attack.
Taylor Simpson returns to the bench for Matatū. Kaipo Olsen-Baker passing her HIA. She's had some season as well, has the 2024 Blackfern Player of the Year. Just 22 years old is Kaipo.
Crouch. Bind.
Yep. Hey, you got me?
Will be interesting to see the effect of all these scrums in the second half. It does take a lot of energy out of the forwards. There'll be a few more gaps, I'm sure, appearing for the backs. But Ashley Palu's done really well on that far side for Matatū.
Tash Ganley has got Tangen-Wainohu for going in on the angle. So it's a long arm penalty for Matatū. Time is up here in Northland. They're going to have to work 60 metres up the field.
Yeah, that's fine.
Game management comes into play here. Are you going to kick it out or risk losing the ball? And while Maya Joseph, with her experience as a Blackfern, even though just 22 years old, says, let's get out of here, take it to the sheds. And it is 12 apiece here in Te Tai Tokoro. Super Rugby Aupiki in Northland is delivering. The Blues and Matatū all tied up at the half. No Mai Hoki Mai, the top of the table clash, and Sky Super Rugby Aupiki is certainly delivering. We are all lucked up, 12 points apiece. Let's go down to Chelsea Semple, who has Blair Baxter from Matatū and Jaymie McMiniman from the Blues.
Well, Blair, a really exciting first half there, tip for tap for both teams. What do you make of that?
Yeah, we're really happy being in the battle there after 40 minutes. Like these two quality sides going at each other.
You've named the same kind of team week in, week out here. We're just starting to see those combos coming together. What do you need to do in the second half to secure this game?
Yeah, I think that's important. We've got to continue to be really effective or efficient in our breakdown. We've been pinged a couple of times for cleaning past the ball, so we'll tidy that up. And I guess there's quite a strong breeze out there, so if we can use that well, we're in the game.
Good stuff. All the best for the second half. Thank you. Well, Jaymie McMiniman, it's hot out there today. Plenty of running rugby. How are the girls feeling after that first half?
It's definitely hot out there. I think we're a bit laboured, if I was to be perfectly honest, but we spoke about it in the changing room, so hopefully we'll come out better in the second half.
You've made plenty of changes for today's game, knowing that you've got a final secured. Are we going to expect to see your bench rolled and some of those usual combos back out there?
Yeah, look, I think for us it was about getting people exposed because you've got to have depth within the squad. So for us, that's what it was about this week. Might be a few changes, but not a lot. As the 23, they're all competitive, so we can rely on them to get the job done.
Thank you for your time, Charmaine. All the best for the second half.
The thoughts of the coaching staff ahead of the second half here. As Chelsea mentioned, the Blues have locked up a final spot, but if they win today, it is guaranteed to be a home final. Equally, Matatū must get the win, and if they do, they all but secure that second final spot. If they lose, the Manawa have an opportunity to come through. One change for Matatū. Robins-Reti takes a seat on the bench for Laikong. And it looks like Atlanta Lolo here onto the park as well for Grace Ngango for the Blues. Second 40 coming up here from Semenov Stadium in Whangarei. It's a deep kick from Hannah King. Maliepo winds up, busts through the first tackle. Demant, quick release to Harano Teringa, who is also onto the field. Blues making a lot of changes at the half. Portia Woodman bringing plenty of excitement to this game. You heard the crowd jump up when she got that break. Turner, another Northlander. Mikaele-Tu'u steaming ahead. Taufa Bason freed up the arm for the fend. Line speed comes up from Pip Love. Demant to Roos. Played every minute of every game for the Blues, has Maya Roos. Since the inception in 2021, Duplessis knocks the ball backwards for her teammates. Olsen-Baker eventually regathers it while on the ground. Greenway tried to disrupt. Now possession with Matatū, their first chance in the second half, and it is going to be much like the first, just a couple errors. And Blair Baxter, Whitney Hanson won't be happy with that after that halftime talk.
Oh, absolutely. Blues there, you know, they're absolutely getting it wide, just getting players involved. There's, 2, 3 players off the bench. Lola here, Te Iringa, and they're definitely great with the ball in hand. And this is a great opportunity for the Blues. They've definitely got some extra metres in there. Good platform here to start off with.
Good to see Kaipo Olsen-Baker passing her HIA test and rejoining Matatū in the second half, which is a huge boost for them. Going to need her and her powerful ball-carrying abilities to help them get over the line with the Blues.
Sit!
Turner does well to get away from Jenkins. Maliepo puts in the right foot step. Can't get away from Olsen-Baker. Looked like she had hands on the ball, but taken out by the arriving cleaners for the Blues. Te Ringa, another former Northern Cody representative. Bason, so impressive for an 18-year-old. Roos, back pass to Maliepo. Braxton Sorensen McGee, the 18-year-old, onto the field. Jaymie Kolose, how did she get through there? Threaded through. Did well to sell the dummy and accelerate. Atlanta Lolo here, and the Blues now under a penalty advantage. They can have a go here and chance their arm. Maliepo, lovely hands out to Vahaakolo. Got the pass away to Taufa Bason. No one more deserving than Taufa Bason to score in this game, her first start. And it is a wonderful try, well worked by her teammates.
Well, what I loved about this is the Blues continued their attacking path. They're taking it wide, getting the ball through the hands, and just making those little offloads. That Sorensen McGee, she making a beautiful little miss pass there. Kolose with that step as well, which enabled just a lot of width. Nice passing there, but it was Katelyn Vahaakolo that did a lot of work there for the young Bason to go through. Still had a bit of work to do, and Ashley Palu, she sort of got there, but she didn't, and that's congratulations to Taufa Bason and the Bason family.
Yeah, this exciting young 18-year-old was actually picked up out of the Manawatu region. She was watched playing in a sevens tournament, initially in the wider Matatu team, but not obviously getting any game time out there. So Willie Walker said, well, I'm going to have her on my Blues team.
Ruahei Demant can't add the extras. It is a 5-point lead to the Blues at 17-12. They strike first after the half.
And just to confirm, the other change for the Blues at halftime, Braxton Sorensen McGee went on for Kerri Johnson, so she moves to fullback. Jaymie Kolose moves back to her preferred position at wing. So good to give her a good nudge at fullback in case anything happens in future games.
Hannah King with another deep restart. Greenway winds up the legs, chop tackle, allowing Matatu to try and compete. The cavalry arrives for the Blues. They love getting the ball wide, and it is intercepted by none other than Fia Laikong, while the danger of playing inside your own half. And Fia Laikong onto the park, onto the score sheet.
Total risky move with the Matatu defensive line in their face. Look at them pushing up, and that was definitely a risky pass there, unfortunately for Maliepo. Yeah, the ball just travelled so far in the air, and like, you cannot miss if you're Laikong. That was a gift. I actually thought it was going to get picked earlier by Du Plessis.
That's 30 seconds.
But Matatu will be more than thrilled over this.
Yeah, well, it was Fia Laikong that jammed in on Katelyn Vahaakolo in the earlier try, so for her to get that one back, fantastic stuff. Just poached that out of thin air.
Hannah King is accurate, so a 2-point lead now to Matatu by way of the boot of that woman right there. Just feel like Hong only started playing rugby in 2023.
Another change coming out of the Blues bench. Patricia Maliepo's done her dash for the day on limited minutes, and in goes Kristen Cottrell, which she'll push into 10, and will push Ruahei Demant back out to 12.
Matatu on attack here. Brooker. Well, what a start to the second half we have had. It has been just like the first, full of energy. And here comes another break. This time, Amy Du Plessis, the Blackfern centre, charging ahead. She looked for support, didn't come. Did well to take it in. Maya Joseph just toying with defenders, but the ball hitting the deck, not getting the accuracy there. But Amy Du Plessis running off the shoulder of Alana Bremner.
That was beautiful metres there by Du Plessis, receiving it off Bremner, getting the yards. Unfortunately there for Maya Joseph, she did a bit of lateral running. She just needed someone to straighten up off her. Just wasted opportunity there.
Eilish Doyle has also come onto the field for Ashley Palu.
Doyle, one of the Otago representatives for this Matatu team. Of course, Matatu spanning all the way for the entire South Island. Joseph to King. It's been an up-tempo lift in the second half, playing at a ferocious pace. Both teams coming out of the sheds absolutely firing, knowing what is on the line today. Laikong, try scorer from just moments ago. Great footwork in close quarters, being shown by Georgia Ponsonby. Remember, she used to be a number 8 before transitioning to hooker. King. Well, Bremner ducked out of the way. Aupiki was aware to it, but just spilt that ball forward. That was a try gone absolutely begging. She claps her hands in frustration, does Amy Duplessis, because she wonders what could have been.
Well, we're talking about her name. We didn't actually mention her name quite a lot in that first half, especially on attack. Just guilty there of having the ball on her hip when she tried to do the little back offload to her winger. But still, Matatū, they're fired up. This is up-tempo all right, Taylor. And all it takes is a bit of scrummaging.
Another timely sub here for Matatū, bringing in another Blackfern in place of Philippa Love. So Marcel Parks has taken the field. She'll pack down her first scrum right now.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Blues under pressure in their own half, taking it off the back. Liana, Mikaele-Tu'u, and it's stripped away by Grace Brooker. Duplessis with ball in hand now. Matatū, an opportunity. Counter-ruck is brilliant from the Blues. Knowing she had to get to her feet was Teiringa. And possession is changing. Again, Matatū have ball in hand. Ball security a real issue. But they're 5 metres out now, Matatū. Time for both teams to settle, get some shape. Kaipa Olsen-Baker knows the rules, gets back to her feet, is just cut short. Maya Joseph with a Hail Mary pass out to Lucy Jenkins. And not for the first time today, we see that combination. Jenkins getting her second try of the game.
Well, Matatū there just forcing the Blues to move in on defence, especially with Kai Olsen with her drive there, sucking some players in. Demant actually realising the gravity of that situation on a long ball, but unfortunately Matatū are in.
Matatū have gone back to how they've been playing all season, and that's just to go forward up the middle, make teams defend them first there. We saw them start this game going width to width and are not quite working for them. The Blues were all over them there. They've gone back to who they are, and it's paying off.
Yeah, I think the speed of the game as well, they're controlling it a lot more, and it's definitely working for them. You have a bit more of a game plan and everyone's on the same page.
Pushing that one wide is Hannah King. The score will remain 24 points to 27. Still half an hour left to play. It is all on here in Whangarei. Lucy Jenkins was the 2023 Super Rugby Aupiki Player of the Year, made her debut for Canterbury at 16 years old and is the top tackler in the comp, Lucy Jenkins. So good to see her getting some good ball on the offensive side. Olsen-Baker gets out of the tackle from Kolose, spins away from Bason's tackle too, her teammate for the Manawatu Cyclones. They know each other very well. Bremner puts the head down. It's Chelsea Bremner.
Wait.
And again, Marcel Parks going toe-to-toe with Greenway. There's a lot of passion on the field. Plenty in this. They know what it means. Joseph. Nango was taken. Sorry, took one of the players off the ball, but it's going to be an obstruction call. Maya Joseph just dancing around with it too much, using Marcel Parks as a blocking player.
Obstruction.
Wow, that was great work there by Teiringa. Getting rid of one Matatū player. Wasn't supposed to be in her line, but here we go. There's an absolute opportunity here for the Blues.
I thought it was obstruction.
I'll tell you what,
yeah.
there was a fantasy Super Rugby Aupiki. Kaipa Olsen-Baker would be my captain with the amount of defenders she beats and players she just brushes off. What a game she's having, and thank goodness she did pass her HIA, and she's back into it in the second half with a vengeance.
Well, we're just looking at a stat. 13 carries, only double digit.
The Blues with possession inside the Matatū 22. Woodman-Wickliffe, Wonder Woodman, she's called in this neck of the woods. Turn up to Tangen-Wainohu, who's put in a big shift, muscling her way through into the 5 metre line. Got back to her feet, not sure she released it. Liana, Mikaele-Tu'u cut down a metre short, diving over. Taufa, Bason, Mona Lisa Codling is up on her feet celebrating, because you love to see a young 18-year-old taking her opportunity and delivering. Well done, Taufa Bason.
Well, what I love about this is Mikaele-Tu'u. She drives and drives, and again, you're expecting a long pass, a little pop, and then no one's there. She's on the top of Olsen-Baker there, just diving over. Just what I love about these young players is they just see the game in a different light, different opportunities, and the athleticism to jump over the top as well. That's great there for Taufa Bason.
We've still got like 35 seconds to go.
She's certainly putting her hand up to be considered as a starting player in the later rounds. As Kristen Cottrell hits that conversion, but Mona Lisa and I saw Taufa Bason in the hotel this morning, and it was just great to see how relaxed she was. She's full of confidence, and she was just grateful to be here, grateful for the opportunity to be rubbing shoulders with some of her idols, you know, the likes of Portia, Woodman-Wickliffe, Katelyn, Vahaakolo. She's learning off Ruahei Demant. She's learning off Maiakawanakaulani, Roos, Liana, Mikaele-Tu'u, and she's just loving the environment, and you can tell, look at the way she's performing.
100% tackle success rate in her debut out of Fielding High School, which is why she earned the start today. But it's what she's offering on attack that's getting her some good go forward. And again, Matatū have stripped the ball from the Blues. Ball security a real issue here today. Plenty of lessons heading into the grand final. The Blues have already booked their ticket, but whether it's home or away remains to be seen. Back to her feet as well for Matatū.
Oh, yeah, wait. Yep.
What a spirited performance we're seeing from this Matatū team.
Out of it, 5. Thank you.
Joseph looked left, decided to go to the right-hand side. Duplessis driven back on a thumping tackle. Maya Joseph threw that pass to no one, but Georgia Ponsonby does well to tidy the scraps. Parks dishes it off to Bremner, works so hard. Both of them netball converts and have relished in their time playing rugby. Napier dumped to the ground by Portia Woodman-Wickliffe. You heard the roar from the crowd. You're proud to see Portia Woodman-Wickliffe playing here for the first time. Super Rugby Aupiki featuring in Whangarei. Ponsonby, yet another carry. Only been a hooker since 2020, and the Blackfern incumbent at that. Another strong shoulder being shown. This time, Jaymie Kolose backing it up again is Demant. How is the defense from the Blues? The counter-up too, and it's been stolen. Well, stand up this Blues team. They're not happy with the ball security, but they have made up for it on defence. Kristen Cottrell gave the dummy went herself because the line speed was good from Matatū. For the first time this season, we're seeing this Blues team under real pressure, trying to exit from their own half. Cottrell was slow to get up. Demant from a standing start almost collides into Cottrell. And over the ball too. It's a wonderful turnover for Emma Dermody. First start of the year for her, and she comes up trumps.
Yeah, that was great play by Dermody. It's the Blues just losing a little bit of shape. They're a bit sort of throwing the ball quite flat. No real drive, no real base play.
Number 2.
Attack.
You just got to go for attack.
This is a good opportunity here for Matatū. Do they take the kick? Do they get a scrum?
Going for a shot. Dan, going for a shot.
Yeah, so we've just seen Georgia Ponsonby be tapped by the medic. She's gone off for an HIA. Hopefully she's okay, but her replacement that will come on in the meantime, Tegan Holos.
Tegan, the captain of the Otago team, she has been around the traps, that is for sure. a very reliable replacement to bring on. Also operating at 100% tackle success rate is Tangen-Wainohu, so defence will be massive in the last 20 minutes or so.
Well, she's also of the typical hooker sort of build where, yes, they do the tight stuff, but she actually gets around the park and does a lot of scoring as well.
Hannah King gives the lead back to Matatū, and boy have we had a couple of lead changes in this game. Strap yourselves in. We're entering the last quarter and it is delivering for sure.
Blues will want to get some forward momentum, not go aside. Someone needs to put their hand up and get across the line and rally the troops around her.
Olsen-Baker this time gets around Taufa Bason. Mikaele-Tu'u trying to wrestle the ball. Brooker to Bremner. Another player who's had lots of carries. The 12th carry of the game for Chelsea Bremner. Hannah King stopped in her tracks. Kerri, number 13 for Chelsea Bremner.
Back, back, back. Take a step. On. Yep, you're on now.
Slow to arrive. You can just see the wind coming out of the sails. It's been a very high tempo game. Maya Joseph under a lot of pressure. Harano Te maybe in trouble here.
Hold that mark, very good.
Fia Laikong couldn't get over the top of Katelyn Vahaakolo. Trying to get that ball out wide and at pace. Matatu, Amy du Plessis slicing through the defence, gets away, a lovely pass. Thrown to ground again. Jaymie Kolose's defence has been outstanding at fullback. But again, Matatū are on the front foot because of the work of Amy du Plessis. She has more carries out of anyone in this Matatū team. She is certainly busy this year. Napier getting dangerously close to the touchline, can't free up the ball. She's burrowed in over the sideline.
Out there.
Well, look where Matatū are. They're 20 metres away from the Blues line. There's some massive metres that they've just gone through. They've just been going through the motions, getting some really good momentum through.
Yeah, if they don't,
it was Liana, Mikaele-Tu'u earlier that they were playing under a penalty advantage, I think, for a slight high tackle.
4.
A very timely reprieve in the weather down here sideline. The sun hides behind some clouds. We've got a bit of overcast. It's not quite as hot down here. Still a slight breeze from left to right in favour of Matatū.
Play on.
Line out issues continue for the Blues. Tangen-Wainohu pounces onto it. Matatū 10 metres out. They've got numbers to the left if they can draw it past Grace Brooker. Taken in tandem by Bason and Sorensen McGee.
Use it!
Joseph slows it down. King. Pop pass to Marcel Parks. Another Black Fern they bring off the bench. Joseph skip past to Jenkins. Tangen-Wainohu doesn't let her through, and again they're spinning this ball wide. Du Plessis, how's the footwork chopped down? Defense is stoic for the Blues. Oh, well done, Maya Joseph. Took the ball to the line, popped it up to Kaya Napier, and Matatū charge ahead again.
That was beautiful work by Napier to stay wide on that. It was a nice flat pass, and actually Matatū have been doing a lot of those flat passes, gaining metres. It's unfortunate there for du Plessis. She was so close, but again, this was a very quick off the base and just a nice little time pass there for Matatū to extend their lead.
Throughout that entire phase of play, and in fact throughout the whole game, Maya Joseph has been orchestrating this Matatū team's attack. She's getting so good at picking when to take a little dab from the side of the run, draw in those defenders, find her outsides. She's playing an instrumental role, and she's just growing week in, week out, Maya Joseph.
25.
She started with the Chiefs Manawa a few years ago. Not many people know that. Made her way back home down to Matatū, and what a fantastic role she's playing in this team.
King strikes it well, and that's an important kick. Matatū lead by 10 points now, 34-24, and Chelsea Semple mentioned Maya Joseph. Wow, she's such a standout. Was the 2022 Whiao Whaomosini medal winner in the Whara Palmer Cup when playing for Otago. Was down there studying her medicine degree, put that on hold to be a Blackford. And for those who aren't familiar, she is, yes, the daughter of Jaymie Joseph, if you couldn't tell looking at her. Olsen-Baker gets on top of Jaymie Kolose. You don't want to let her wind up after receiving a kick, and Matatū have a spring in their step now. You can just sense it. They played just 2 weeks ago. The Blues got the win 28-7 in Nelson at Trafalgar Park, and that's a lovely way to kick.
That's an easy way to get some good meters as well. They're just playing safe rugby at the moment, Matatū. You want to protect that lead that they've got 10 points. But it's been a while since we've seen a sort of a big hoof down the field and general play to the sideline.
Again, the line-out's a big issue for the Blues. Matatū gifted possession. They're firing into the 22 now for this Blues team. Palamo, the right winger. Well, they're going to test the short side. Jenkins looking for a hat trick is taken out over the sideline by Braxton. Sorensen, McGee. But the set piece is really starting to take a hammering for the Blues.
Well, it just plays into the Matatū's hands, really, because, you know, with that kick out of the sideline, they know it's more than a 50% chance that they're actually going to get the ball back.
Let's not forget, too, these are two Blackfern-capped hookers for the Blues. And you have to think, Mona, perhaps it's the triggers.
Yeah, I think that they're going from full to short, and I think it's just a bit of timing, and too much movement sometimes can hurt a team.
Bason charged with getting some go forward to provide space for an exit kick, no doubt. Cottrell.
No, wait!
Gets the ball away. It's not going to find touch, so it gives Palamo an opportunity to strike, and while the defence waited for her to come. And over that ball too, you'd have to say Cottrell has won it, and she has.
That was excellent work there by
She listened when I told her.
Cottrell. It's amazing to have that talent to come onto the field. She's been actually starting, you know, the experience that they bring. She missed the kick, and she knew she had to, the kick out, she knew she had to make amends for it, and she did.
It's not usually in her repertoire to get turnovers like that, Kristen Cottrell, but I tell you, that's the first time this Blues bench has been up on their feet. There's a big difference down here sideline. Matatū have been excited, up cheering the whole way. Blues just getting into it.
Great change and variation at line out for the Blues. They decided to keep the ball on the ground through Roos. Vaipulu, her locking partner, charging ahead. No halfback cover on the bench. Remember, Cottrell is wearing 21, but is a first five. Alana Bremner wanted to try and get that more turnover. Wasn't to be. Vaipulu pop pass into Tangen-Wainohu. What a big shift from the front rower today. Still on the park at the 67th minute mark. Demant used as a battering ram. Mikaele-Tu'u. Well, Germany needing to roll out of there. Turner to Cottrell. The 8-test Blackfern. We haven't seen her in a black jersey for a long time. Tara Turner spied a gap. Still going as Turner. A great touch family. She knows how to get into space without getting a hand on her. Vahaakolo given some license to roam.
You're off your feet.
For Matatū, so they've got an overlap, and smartly so. Cottrell fires the pass that way. They don't stop for injury. She knew there was a player down, a winger down. In fact, great vision from Cottrell. Matatū look like they'd creeped up offside there. It's not going to come. Here's the skip pass from Demant to Jaymie Kolose. Hannah King had to scramble to pull her down. No halfback there. Eventually, Tangen-Wainohu nominates herself.
Hold here, hold.
Cottrell gets it to Te Iringa. Te Iringa trying to drive ahead. Now they're just about a metre short, the Blues. Needing to strike here. Pop pass by Vaipulu, straight in. Slammed to ground by Brooker. Again, numbers galore. Well, they have to score here, the Blues, and they do through Katelyn Vahaakolo. An absolute try-scoring machine as Vahaakolo, but that'll be one of the easiest she's scored in her career.
Well, maybe one of the easiest, but that was a well-earned try. The phase play of the whole team. She just happened to be the lucky recipient. Here's Kolose. They were going wide. They were going short. Came close a couple of times with a lot of her teammates. And it was just for the Blues sheer stretching the Matatū defence.
Unfortunate there for Matatū, just having a player down in black back play meant it was 15 on 14. But in saying that, the Blues just showing their class and experience, especially through this lady here, Kristen Cottrell, putting the ball in play where the defenders aren't.
And what an exhausting sequence of play we just saw there as Cottrell pushes the conversion wide, making it a 5-point game.
We've just had another substitution here for the Blues. They've put the vastly experienced Eloise Blackwell into the game in replace of Taufa Bason.
Number 9.
She's played well over 100 first class caps. Eloise Blackwell knows the importance of this game, knows how to handle pressure. So look to have her start probably calling these lineouts and helping out there.
No one more qualified than you to talk about her experience. She's played 48 tests and a lot of them suited up in the black jersey alongside Chelsea Semple as Ruahei Demant fields that one on the fly. Never afraid of contact as Ruahei Demant. Blackwell on to the field as you mentioned. Over 150 first class games, Blackwell. Auckland Blues, the Black Ferns, Barbarians, you name it, she has been around. Perfect person to bring on and ignite something. There was big disconnect between her front rower and her, not expecting that pass. Matatū and transition, look to go wide immediately. Duplessis. Really struggling to pull that away as Kelson Makuku comes on for Maya Joseph. Parks. Oh, great interplay from the forwards. You love to see it. Just a little passing, exposing each other, giving them some space. And Napier bats it ahead, knocks it on. But the forwards, with those little tight passes, Mona Lisa, opening up some space.
Oh, absolutely. That's a bit of a get-out-of-jail free card. But again, Kaipo Olsen-Baker, she's just picked that line, and as she's been doing the whole day in the links with Dermody onto King. It's just unfortunate that last little pass there.
A couple of changes for Matatū. Interesting one, they've taken off Maya Joseph at 9, and they're giving Kelson McCook a run, and Holly Ray Mete, who was the FPC Player of the Year this year, comes on the wing to stamp her mark in the last 8 minutes of this game.
Led the Wharepauma Cup in defenders beaten, clean breaks, meters and offloads. What an absolute weapon to bring on for Matatū.
And just as we reset the scrum, another change about to be made for the Blues. As we've got standing by Tule Fale coming on for Awhina Tangen-Wainohu. Awhina Tangen-Wainohu. Not right now, but she's all prepped and ready to go.
Well, but she'll be saying woohoo coming to the bench because she has had a big shift. Has Tangen-Wainohu made the shift up to Auckland to give herself some opportunities. with the backlog of talent at the Chiefs Manawa, who go heads ahead with the Hurricanes Power. They will be willing this Matatū team to win because it leaves the door open for them only slightly to make the final.
I've dealt with these two. We need to hold our weight.
Yeah, and on the
middle,
flip
right?
side of that, Taylor, the Chiefs Manawa team, I'm sure they'll be into their prep and warming up, but
let's get it nice and
for
stable.
them, if the Matatū team win this game, they are out of the competition for the first time since this competition has been running. They will not make the final. So lots of other teams rely on this result today.
Crusaders Moana Pacifica tonight on Super Rugby Pacific, and we have seen some belting games in that competition, and the Reds and the Western Force go toe-to-toe tonight from Suncourt Stadium in Brisbane. Blues again will elect to run out from their own 22. Katelyn Vahaakolo swipes away the defender, but still managing to reel her down was Fia Laikong.
Let it go. Tackler's in the way.
Just over 6 minutes left to play in this game. They trail by 5, the Blues, the undefeated Blues team. Matatū, their only loss of the season, coming at the hands of the Blues just 2 weeks ago, 28 points to 7. Hear the roar from the crowd when Portia Woodman-Wickliffe gets her hands on the ball.
Leave her.
Blackwell goes to ground.
Turnover's good, play on.
Another bone-punching tackle coming in from Matatū, and they've stolen it by way of their captain, Alana Bremner. She has played every minute of every game this year, has Alana Bremner.
Yeah, we got
It looks like no signs of slowing down. Matatū.
Hold that mark for me, guys.
Marcel Parks.
Thank you.
Stacked to the right-hand side are the Matatū. Good clean-out coming from Georgia Ponsonby back onto the field after passing her HIA. Mete popping the pass back inside to Napier, doing well, flirting with that right-hand touch. 10 metres out now. Mete wants another go. Up-tempo stuff from Matatū. Contesting for the ball here are the Blues team. It's still with Matatū. It's a looping pass, allowing for the Blues defence to come up. Chelsea Bremner is stood up. Lost a bit of ground here. Have Matatū. Ponsonby buries the head. Blackwell searching for the turnover. Questions on whether she released. King to Duplessis, puts on the left foot step. Tangen-Wainohu with the big tackle, but Body is on the ball and she's got her hand in the rough. That is a penalty.
You're not on the ball.
Well, interesting call here. Do they go for the 3 points and make it an 8-point lead, or go for the corner? Surely you're going for the points.
Well, with only 4 minutes to go, they can eat up a bit of time there. 3 points would be very solid decision. And in actual fact, in this climate, I think they'll be getting their percentages up for the win for this game.
They were thinking about taking the scrum. It took them a long time. It wasn't until the medic came sprinting on with the team.
Just a bit of psych, I think, for the Blues.
Charles, what are the benches like?
Yeah, I was just going to comment on that actually, Taylor. This Matatū bench has been very lively from the moment they came out at halftime. They know what this game means to them. They've been up cheering their team on. They haven't sat down once. The Blues team have been pretty chill the whole game. And even so now, you know, it might be starting just to set in a little bit. That they might have let this game slip away. Still a bit of time left though.
Crucial kick is nailed there by the competition leading point scorer Hannah King. Cool, calm, collected. The 21-year-old made her Blackburn debut last year, and you can see the Matatū team up on their feet because there's a special debut happening, isn't there, Chelsea?
Yeah, there's a couple of changes here. First of all, the Blues, Elizabeth Moimoi is going to take the field in place of Liana Mikaele-Tu'u. And I believe Sarah Jones is taking the field to make her debut as well. Not sure who that's for just yet, but we'll get back to you in a minute.
Plays for the Tasman Mako does Sarah Jones, making her debut today. Very proud moment for her, and how good would it be to say she got a win over the Blues in her first game of Super Rugby Aupiki. Blues now need a turnover, and they need it quickly if they want to steal this win back. We heard Charmaine McMiniman say they wanted to expose some of their players to some decent minutes. High pressure situations, they've done that today, knowing that they already have a final position locked in. Nonetheless, the women on the field do not want to take an L today. Bremner, Matatū eating away the time. Looks like they're shaping up for a box kick. They're gifting it back to the Blues to give one more opportunity to attack. Braxton Sorensen-McGee, a real lethal weapon. Cottrell swerves away from the first defender, pop pass away to Lolo here. The Blues need to score. Tulefale, throw into the ground. Matatū in over the ball. Lucy Jenkins, the top tackler in the competition. 8 Test Blackfern, securing a huge penalty.
Well, talent here today. Matatū have definitely closed out this game, and so worthy of it. I think they've shut down the likes of Katelyn Vahaakolo and some of the other big names in the Blues line out. In the Blues back line. Exposed the line out.
Just inside the line, or put Green on the line.
Just to confirm from sideline, just watching that impressive turnover by Lucy Jenkins. Big player step up in a big minute, but in place of Emma Dermody came on Sarah Jones, the debutant. So a massive congratulations to her and her whānau. We know how special this is for you guys as well.
Out of the Kahurangi club. Made her Wharapama debut as a 16-year-old. Very impressive is Sarah Jones. Welcome to the next level. Bremner takes a clean line out. They immediately form a more, but coming through the middle is Maya Roos. They're struggling to get this ball out. That's a big play from the captain, and they've turned this over. Blues now need to score, and they need to score very quick. Maya Roos playing in her 20th game.
Advantage over for the knock-on.
Every minute of every game she has played for this Blues team. Spilling the ball ahead is Ruahei Demant. And that could be it for the Blues.
10 seconds.
Heading into this game undefeated.
That's time now.
But Matatū,
Yeah, that's time.
after a very disrupted travel day yesterday, they have come to Te Tai Tokeru and stolen the win away from the Blues. It means everything to them. They have now confirmed a spot in the grand final. Matatū 29-37. The Southerners get the win at the top of the North Island. Look at what it means to them at Mona Lisa.
Well, absolutely. Matatū, congratulations for the win. And the Blues did have a good showing, but at times they weren't consistent enough, and you can't give possession away at line-out time. I think it was 4 times they gave possession away, and you can't do that to a side like Matatū. They were hot on defence, and the Blues will look to this as a learning ground, and I'm sure we'll come up stronger for next week. I feel sorry for the power already, but then they're also in the final as well.
Let's go down now to Laura McGoldrick, who is standing by with the victorious captain, Alana Bremner.
Yes, Alana, congratulations, the winning captain. How are you feeling after that? Because it was a heck of a time to get here. You get here, you put on a performance like that, it doesn't come much better.
Oh, I'm so proud of the girls. We've had a massive few weeks together. We put in so much work this season, and it was so cool to see it see it come out on the field. A bit of adversity throughout the week with injuries, cancelled flight, but I think that just brought us together stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell us a little bit about when you arrived here. It was quite a Blues-dominant supporter group that was here, but there was some Matatu supporters. So when you came up, what was the main message, particularly in that second half, because you really ran away with it there?
Yeah, we got to experience that in Nelson a few weeks ago, and just like in Nelson, Whangarei showed up for the Blues. It's awesome to get around to these smaller communities, our other home field that we don't get to play a lot at. So I know that was going to lift the girls a lot in the Blues, so we just had to, I guess, flush that focus internally and lift. And yeah, we definitely did that.
And we know you can lift as a team. You've won this tournament before. The girls behind you really getting into it. We love to hear it. I mean, I'm supposed to be biased, but I'm absolutely a Matatu supporter. Fantastic stuff. But how important is it for you to finish this campaign on a high, potentially lifting another trophy, knowing that you've done it before?
Yeah, very important. I think just week by week we've been growing. You saw our performance last time against the Blues. They really dominated us with line pressure. So just seeing us be able to improve week on week. I know whoever we're going to be playing is going to be a tough one, but we're ready for it. And yeah, it's been awesome. Aupiki so far, all the teams have been really, really competitive. And yeah, I'm just excited for some good rugby.
Yeah, congratulations, some great rugby today. Congratulations on the win, great stuff.
Awesome, thank you very much, Laura.
Two teams absolutely laden with black ferns. There were 12 for Matatu and 14 for the Blues. It has been a spectacle, and it will be the grand final, and we're looking forward to this one. Manawa and Paua will play after this, but it's all in vain because we know who our finalists are. Well, let's now go down to Laura, who is with Maiakawanakaulani Roos.
Yes, Maya, hard luck today, and you're not used to being on the losing end of a game. So how are you feeling right now after that performance?
Obviously gutted. Yeah, it was a tough game. Matatu came here with something to prove, and they just brought the extra 1% today.
So you had some changes to the team that you made today. How did you feel that in that first half particularly, you looked really solid, you looked really good, but the second half there was just a few errors there?
Yeah, I think we wanted to expose the depth in our team, and so we had a few new combos, and yeah, I guess we just couldn't put it all together today.
But you know, you're still in this comp, absolutely, go to the finals. So what's the mindset away from this? It's better to have the loss now, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of us will be disappointed individually, and so I think that's a really clear way to know what we need to go away, work on, and come back 2 weeks in the final, probably against Matatu, and be hissing with those things that we need to work on.
Coming here to Whangarei, great support here as well. First time here, beautiful setting. How was it for you guys coming out here today?
Man, it's so beautiful. I want to say a big thank you to Northern Rugby for hosting us up here. We have quite a few girls from Northern, and so yeah, it was just amazing to be out here at this beautiful stadium in beautiful Northern and be able to put on a display of women's rugby to our fans over here.
And what a display it was, despite coming out on the losing end. Hard luck today, but best of luck for next week.
Thank you.
We are absolutely licking our lips knowing that this is the grand final in a few weeks' time, but who will host? Well, that remains to be seen next week. It is Matatu who came here and upset the undefeated Blues 37-29 in Te Tai Tokerau Whangarei. Don't go anywhere, we will have all the reaction after this.